Keep it P at all times, cause you know some of these hoes ain't gonna keep it P. So if you a real one, you gotta keep it P with yourself and with these hoes. Cause you feel me? These hoes is lame as hell on phone no grade. Just want you to know that from the bottom of my heart. Slamming hoe ass nigga out.
Deep in the Bronx, just a few blocks north of the shadow of Yankee Stadium, you'll find a patch of New York that outsiders rarely wander into. This is the territory of
the New York is the only place you can get a Dominican with a blowout that'll really do something to you. But he'll goddamn go dance on the block too. I don't understand New York gang politics. It's crazy as hell because I ain't never seen a Dominican with a blowout in any other state do anything crazy. Like, what's going on in New York?
Portland crew, also known as the Glitchers, OGZ,
the Glitchers,
COE, and the infamous 150 LZ and 750 LZ cliques. Their stronghold stretches from 150th to 150th.
Yeah, I just threw up a whole bunch of stuff. You don't even know what I just threw up, do you?
Radiating out into the Melrose houses, Andrew Jackson houses, Maurice Arnea houses, and even onto 3rd Ave and Park Ave. This cluster of projects is boxed in, highlighted on the map as a blue outline with blocks like East 156 and Cortland at its heart. But before we get started, make sure you go check out my built their reputation through a tangled network of alliances and rivalries. The crew is fractured into tight-knit cliques, with 150 LEZ and 750 LC serving as the most notorious. Made up mostly of young men who grew up together in these same projects, their loyalty runs deep, but so does their willingness to go to war.
What sets Cortland apart
is their double jacking. They don't just claim OGs, they rep multiple sets. Ruthless Rundown Mac Baller Family, Gorilla Stonebloods, Rawlin 60 Crips, Patria, 1090 Gs, Bloodhound Brims, Sex Money Murder, and the Primetime Brims. The alliance is complicated.
So all the bloods is clicked up.
With the winds of the block. Some members are strictly OGs, but most have affiliations that blur the line. Violence in this area is a daily reality. According to community reports and news sources, the Cortland set has been linked to a string of shootings and homicides over the last decade. In recent years, NYPD has connected the group to a series of retaliatory shootings against rivals, most notably the 3rd Ave bosses and the OT3 crew, whose territory borders Cortlands to the east. Several murders remain unsolved, but the streets know the stories. Rumors swirl about.
I ain't gonna lie, the streets always know what's going on though. That's one thing you can definitely guarantee. The streets know what's going on. If the police don't know, the streets know. Because people can't shut their damn mouth. So everybody always gonna run their mouth about who did what and what's going on.
Bodies dropping after late night shootouts on 156th or 158th, often with social media posts fueling the cycle of revenge. Allies include crews like Mitchell Flybridge, LNF/DR3 Side, Wadi Gang, Lyman, and others. But the list of enemies is longer and bloodier. The 163rd Taliban Gang and the Patterson set are just two of the main beefs, with each side trading shots and insults, often online for everyone to see. Police have tried to clamp down with indictments and raids, but the set always seems to adapt. Members have been charged in sweeping RICO cases with several OGs and their affiliates serving long stretches in upstate prisons, but as soon as one crew falls, another clique rises up in its place. For the kids growing up in the shadow of Melrose houses, Cortland isn't just a gang, it's a way of life, written into the bricks of every block from 150th to 158th Street. In the Fordham and Bedford Park area of the Bronx, the 187/198 Drillies have built a reputation as one of the most active sets in the borough. Their territory is marked on the map covering Valentine Avenue, Briggs Avenue, and the surrounding blocks between East 197th and East 199th Street.
That is Harlem.
On these corners, the Drillies' name carries weight, both in the streets and in the city's driller scene. The Drillies have deep roots with the Bloodhound Brims, a set known for their close ties and no-nonsense approach to the street game. Among their closest allies are 94 Gs and Double G, crews that often move together and stand back-to-back when tension rises. But it's the rivalries that define much of their story. The Drillies are locked in a relentless feud with Sepside and OGs, with every year bringing a fresh wave of confrontations and tragedies. These beefs play out in dish cracks, street confrontations, and sometimes in the headlines after another act of violence. The name Chaco stands out when talking about the Drillies. He's the one body most people in the neighborhood know about, rumored to have been killed by the Drillies in a hit that set off a series of retaliations and heightened the war between rival sets. His death is still felt, turning up in murals and whispered stories around the block. Among the faces leading the Drillies are Say Drilly, Murder G, and Bibby Drilly. Names that show up in music videos,
Right.
on social media, and in NYPD files.
I'm kind of following along. I'm a little lost, so if you can help me out in the comments, what I don't like are these bloods? Are these different blood sets getting into it with each other, or like I'm kind of confused on what's going on or why the beef started? But if you can fill me in the comments on Fun and Grave, it'd be greatly appreciated because I'm following, but I ain't following, but I'm following. You feel what I'm saying?
For them and for anyone trying to survive on these Bronx blocks, the turf isn't just a place to hang out. It's the front line.
Waddy gang.
In the Soundview section of the Bronx, one stretch stands out for its constant.
Oh, they
activity
got
in
mixed
street
up.
politics.
Okay.
The
That's
blocks
three
around
hoods in the
Watson
same
Avenue,
area.
Stratford Avenue, and Elder Avenue. This is the home turf of the Waston/NSU/Waddy gang, a crew with deep connections and a reputation
another Dominican
that echoes
blowout.
through the city's drill music and street headlines. The gang is made up of several powerful Bronx sets,
Right.
including the Rundown Macbala family, Gorilla Stone Bloods, and Sex Money Murder. Together they form a tight alliance holding down their area with a mix of loyalty and force. Their closest allies include Stratford, Taylor Ave, and Soundview, forming a network that helps them stand their ground and handle pressure when it comes from the outside.
Yeah, they
But
handle
it's the
beef.
rivalries that really define their day-to-day life.
Okay.
Waston/NSU/Waddy gang is in a constant battle with crews like Bronxdale, Drilly Gang, and Parkchester. The beef isn't just talk. Over the years, it's led to a series of violent run-ins, drive-bys, and tragedies that keep these blocks on edge. Every move is watched, and every incident has the potential to spiral into something much bigger.
Right.
Members like Junius B, Mizzy NSU, Maybach Macho, and Pop B are well known, both on the block and in the Bronx drill scene. For them and the younger generation coming up under the Waddy name, these streets are more than just home. They're a proving ground where loyalty and survival go hand in hand. The neighborhood's boundaries are marked in red on the map, running from Elder Avenue in Stratford down to Watson Avenue in Boynton. Every block, every building has a story. And for the Waston/NSU/Waddy gang, is a story that's still being written, one day at a time.
So these all different little blood hoods. Okay, I see what's going on. These are all the different blood
the
sets.
blocks running from Reservoir Oval to E207th Street and around Williamsbridge Oval Park. There's a crew whose name carries a serious reputation.
That's a big ass hood.
G-Side, also known as Drilly Gang, Key Drive, or Dummy Gang.
Dummy
Their
Gang's
turf is
crazy.
mapped in red, cutting through the Norwood section, a neighborhood where every corner has a history. G-Side is made up of a mix of some of the Bronx's most notorious sets, from Sex Money Murder and Bloodhound Brims to Gorilla Stone Bloods, and even a few Trinitarios and Macbala family affiliates. In this area, sets often blend, making the G-Side network hard to pin down and even harder to challenge. Among their main allies are 94 G-Side and 198 crews that have stood alongside G-Side through long-standing beefs and block battles. The street politics in this part of the Bronx are deadly.
Oh God, I can imagine.
Rivalries are with Southside and Flybridge. The history between these crews is written in headlines and police files. Shootings, retaliations, and endless social media taunts. The beef is real and it's left its mark, especially with the killings of Lil Loke and Nelgoon. Two bodies often brought up in connection with G-Side and their ongoing wars. Key members like Spaz Drilly, Suave Drilly, and Yami G are recognized figures both on the block and online, their names surfacing in music and neighborhood stories and sometimes in NYPD briefings. For them, Norwood isn't just a place to claim, it's a battlefield and a legacy. With boundaries stretching from Reservoir Oval, Perry Ave, and 207th Street, G-Side's grip on the area is as much about survival as it is about respect. Every day, new drama unfolds, but the rules stay the same. Hold down your section, back your set, and never get caught slipping.
Oh God, can't get caught lacking. See, I heard about Southside a little bit. I know a couple things about Southside. Crips ain't they?
To Prospect, Southside controls one of the largest and most feared territories in the Bronx. Marked in blue on the map, this set is a powerful blend of crews. Sex Money Murder, Grape Street Crips, and a mix of Rollin' ADS.
Oh, okay, this where, yeah, okay.
Stone Bloods. In this part of the city, Southside's influence is felt on every corner from Arthur Avenue to the edges of the Bronx Zoo. Southside's main allies are 6 Block and Rayway, sets that stand together when the beef gets hot and police pressure mounts. It's this alliance that's helped Southside keep control, especially with rivals always lurking close by. But Southside's beefs run deep, with crews like Drilly Gang, 800 Gazizz, and OG Zizz at the top of the list. Every summer brings new headlines, shootouts, retaliations, and tragedies that never seem to stop. For Southside, every day on the block is a fight to maintain respect and territory. Names like K Flock, Dougie B, and Swervo Flocka are well known, both in the streets.
I don't know who that
and the
last one
drill
is.
scene. But the losses hit hard too.
Yeah.
Fallen members like J-Rip and Waska are remembered in murals and stories, their deaths fueling the cycle of violence and revenge that's defined this corner of the Bronx. For Southside, these blocks are more than just turf. They're home, battlefield, and legacy.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all gotta stop what you calling it though, bro. Y'all gotta stop all this my block, this my hood, I'm finna die about this block. Cause at the end of the day, don't nobody own no property on this damn block. And even if you did, bro, so you're gonna die over a block that you don't even own. You own a portion of it. You don't even own the block. Why are we going to war over blocks that we don't own, man? Y'all doing drugs, doing all this weird shit, man. Go get some money on, dog.
All at once.
Please get some money on, cause this shit ain't man. It ain't talking about nothing.